Welcome to this edition of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News. Today we're interviewing Vance Kirkpatrick, United States Navy veteran and retired LA County Sheriff. Hey, welcome to another episode of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News. Today we've got a really good guest here, Vance Kirkpatrick, United States Navy veteran of the Korean War, and very, I would say, integral to the Antelope Valley. You've been here for quite a long time, haven't you?
42 years.
42 years, right. And you did some really cool things because after the Navy, you were also a sheriff helicopter pilot. So we're going to kind of delve into all that stuff,
okay,
and try to hear about that history and share it with our viewers here. So anyway, you got to work with me here a little bit. It's been a while, people and stuff out there, and in cyber and stuff. And I've been off the air here for a little bit and stuff, so I got to get back up to speed again. Okay, so it's all good. But anyway, Vance, you where'd you grow up at and stuff? Where was hometown when? Where were you born at?
I was born in L.A. I was raised in Glendale.
Glendale. Mm-hmm.
And until I was 17, then I went in the Navy.
Mm-hmm. So growing up in Glendale down there, you were actually born during just prior to the war, to World War II?
I was born in 1934.
1934, so you were a young guy down in Glendale during the war years, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any recollection of that, what that was like?
I have recollections of they had a civil defense guy who'd come around, knock on the doors, tell you to put your lights out or put the screens down. You know.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of light for air raids, and we never had any air raids. We thought we had some a time or two.
Oh, yeah. We were just discussing that in another forum just this last week about the great air raid of L.A. when it was February of 1942 when the skies lit up and they thought there was enemy aircraft over there.
I don't specifically remember that, but I remember reading about it later.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess they shot a lot of anti-aircraft shells off, but didn't hit anybody.
Nobody got hurt. It's
except
amazing.
On the ground.
Exactly. Back during that time period, they say that, and I've talked to a lot of people, so school was year-round. You didn't get summer vacations or anything?
No, we had summer vacation.
Did you get summer vacation down there? So I guess it was like up here in the Antelope Valley where, all the men went off to war and guys were working on the farms. The young people had to kind of fill in. So
I don't know. I don't know about that.
It was like there was no break in anything down there. So in Glendale, you went to school down there all the way through high school?
No, I actually finished high school when I was on Kwajalein Island by taking 4 United States Armed Forces correspondence courses, and I got my diploma from Glendale High School.
Oh, okay. So did you go like up to 8th grade or something like that? And
I went up. I was in the 11th, start of the 11th grade. When I went in the service.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And obviously you went to a high school down there, Glendale High School or something?
I went to Glendale High School. Then when I got out of the Navy, I went to Cal State LA and then USC.
Yeah. Being an aviation guy and your love for airplanes, did that start at a young age?
Yes, it did. When I went in the Navy, my foster brother was in the Navy. He was 2 years older than I, and he was on submarines, and I wanted to go on submarines. And they weren't real hot for submarines during the Korean War, but they were for Airedales, so they made me a Navy Airedale.
Right.
I went through the Navy schools for that.
Yeah. An Airedale, for those that we're up here in Air Force land, the Navy aspect of an Airedale is an airplane handler.
It covers quite a few different specialties. After about 3 months in boot camp at San Diego, I went to Jacksonville, Florida, and I went to what they called Airman Preparatory School. And it was basically a 8 or 10 week course. In general, it touched on aviation specialties. Mostly it was kind of like a very rapid high school course. You took mathematics, you took physics, chemistry, you took classes on airplane, technical airplane things, and then from there you went to what Navy called was A school, which was it might be a school as a parachute rigger, aviation structural mechanic, an aviation power plant mechanic, which I took. Could be aerographer's mate, weather. There's probably 8 or 10 different specialties that, that they would cover in A school.
Yeah. So instead of submarines, you went to aviation. But I was thinking back to your World War II time. You were in Glendale, and you were at the heart of Lockheed Aircraft. Was there? When I bet you, as a young guy, you saw your full share of P-38s flying around the area.
Yeah, we didn't see any civilian planes during that time.
Yeah.
They were banned south of about Lone Pine, I think, to the north.
Yeah.
And so all the planes you saw were military,
Yeah.
and I distinctly remember the P-38s flying around and the unique noise they made.
Absolutely, because you were near Glendale Air Terminal, which was a very popular. That was actually that was the LAX of the day back in those days before Mines Field.
Very active facility there.
Right there, right next to Lockheed.
And
So
all the plants during those times were covered with camouflage netting and so forth.
sure, yeah. Okay, so when we come back, we'll talk about the your entry into the Navy there and when you went in there. So we'll be right back here with Vance right after the break. Thank you for tuning in to this installment of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News.